What is going on, everyone? This is Eric coming at you from just outside Hartford, Connecticut. And as you can see, we're going to be doing a trade breakdown today. And it is the Max Scherzer trade, which occurred back in December of 2009. So it's over a decade old. We're doing this video today because it is actually Max Scherzer's 36th birthday. So happy birthday, Max Scherzer, if you end up seeing this. But without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. As you can see, we have it color-coded. And it does break down as we go. I do have a backdrop today. It's my couch. It's just so I can have it standing up. If you like this, let me know. If you don't, let me know. But without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. So first off, you can see Detroit is in black, Arizona is in red, and the New York Yankees are in blue. So Detroit acquires starting pitcher Max Scherzer, pitcher, give me a second here, Daniel Schlereth, outfielder Edwin Jackson, and relief pitcher Phil Koch. The first two are from Arizona. The second two are from the New York Yankees. The Diamondbacks would acquire pitcher Ian Kennedy from the Yankees and starting pitcher Edwin Jackson from the Tigers. And the Yankees would acquire outfielder Curtis Granderson from the Tigers. So next to them, you can see all their WARs in green. Again, I know WAR isn't everything, but it's a good basis to tell you how a guy did in his time in X location. So again, average player will get a WAR of 0.0. So Max Scherzer in Detroit, he was a bit of a late bloomer. Scherzer truly develops into an ace by his second year, which would be 2011 in Detroit, after he got demoted to AAA at one point. He would actually win the Cy Young in 2013 behind a dominant season in which he led the American League in wins. He would lead the AL in wins again in 2014. He made the All-Star game both times, 2013 and 2014. And he would actually leave the team after the 2014 season, signing a deal with the Washington Nationals, where he is today. He has won a World Series with the Nationals. Hall of Famer, maybe, we'll see. Now, as for Schlereth, the other guy that they would acquire from the Arizona Diamondbacks, he did okay. He went 4-2 in parts of 3 seasons for Detroit, appearing in 73 games, mostly as a relief pitcher. Edwin Jackson, when they acquired him in this trade, he was considered one of the Yankees' top prospects. He was the Yankees' top prospect, actually, according to most, including Baseball America. And he had a spectacular rookie season for Detroit, and he really grew. He would actually lead the American League in triples 2 different times, 2011 to 2012. And he was Detroit's leadoff hitter for the last 3 seasons, 2012 to 2014, before he gets traded to Seattle in the middle of 2014 in a David Price trade, which, as you can see here, will be discussed in a future video, along with the Ryan Hanigan trade, which we'll get to momentarily. I'm getting ahead of myself with that one. As for Phil Koch, Koch was a reliable, albeit not spectacular, bullpen arm for the Tigers from 2010 to 2014, before he would just leave after the 2014 season. That's how Detroit did. So how did Arizona do? Well, we'll get to that in a second. How did New York do? Well, Curtis Granderson, really good player. Granderson had a productive 4 years in New York, obviously, with a 14.9 WAR. He would make 2 All-Star games for the Yankees, and he would lead the American League in RBIs in 2011, as well as being awarded a Silver Slugger Award in 2011. He hit 115 homers in his 4 years in New York. So again, solid. Edwin Jackson statistically did better than Granderson, but still, Granderson was the proven player. Jackson was a prospect. Now, how did Arizona do in this trade? Well, Arizona, with Ian Kennedy in particular, he starts off pretty decent. He spends 2010 to 2013 in Arizona. He would lead the National League in wins in 2011, and he has decent stats for the team, but the team isn't that good, so they keep, they're giving him bad win-loss records, excluding 2011. So he ends up getting traded at the 2013 trade deadline. Now, he gets traded to San Diego. And in return for him, the Diamondbacks would receive relief pitcher Joe Thatcher and pitcher Matt Stites. So Thatcher, he serves 1 year as a loogie, which, in case you don't know, is the left-handed one-out guy, which is no longer a position in today's MLB, as you need to face 3 batters. Now, he does okay. He doesn't do spectacular, as apparent by a negative 0.1 WAR. He ends up getting traded, we'll get to that in 1 second, to the Angels. And Matt Stites, he spends 2 okay seasons in the bullpen for Arizona before he gets released. Nothing spectacular with him. How did Ian Kennedy do in San Diego? he does 2.5. He has 2.5 seasons of okay baseball before, for whatever reason, the Royals just threw money at him. So not a bad trade. San Diego wins that aspect of the trade. Detroit won the first trade. Now I mentioned Joe Thatcher gets traded. So Thatcher gets traded to the LA Angels along with outfielder Tony Campana for outfield prospect Zach Borenstein and relief pitcher Joey Krehbiel. Now, as you can tell, none of these players really turned into anything. So Borenstein, he's just a solid minor league baseball player. He never makes the big leagues. He actually was like a minor league player of the year for a few years. He was just a good minor league player, but never good enough to make it to the big leagues. And Krehbiel actually stays in the minor leagues for a while, and he only appears in 2 games for the parent club, the Arizona Diamondbacks, back in 2018. And he did decent, but now he walks from them after 2019. He's in Minnesota now, but like I said, he walked. As for the Angels, well, the Angels didn't get that well. Both Thatcher and Campana had okay, but not great, not good half seasons in the Angels organization before they would both walk on minor league deals and go to other teams. So, not bad. But then how did Edwin Jackson do for the Diamondbacks? Well, interestingly enough, Edwin Jackson, he does well in the first half of the 2010 season for Arizona. But he actually throws a no-hitter in this half season. And he ends up getting traded to the Chicago White Sox because Arizona's in a rebuilding mood. They don't need him, and he's going to get money. So they trade him for pitcher Daniel Hudson and starting pitcher David Holmberg. Now, Hudson, he does pretty well through July 2012, so 2 seasons, when he needs to undergo Tommy John surgery. And then he needs to undergo it again because he re-aggravates it during a rehab stint in June of 2013. So he comes back at the end of 2014, and he plays decently in 2015. At this point, he goes from a starter to a reliever, so he is a pitcher. I'm not going to call him a starter or a reliever at this point. And he ends up walking after the 2015 season. As we know, he records the final out in the Nationals World Series victory with his teammate Max Scherzer. So then we get David Holmberg. Now, Holmberg, he's considered a decent prospect for the Diamondbacks, but he makes 1 appearance for the team before he gets beat up pretty bad. And they end up trading him in a 3-team trade, as you can see here in the bottom right-hand corner. So basically, Arizona would acquire pitcher Justin Choate, while the Tampa Bay Rays would acquire relief pitcher Heath Bell from Arizona and catcher Ryan Hanigan from the Reds, while the Reds would acquire David Holmberg from Arizona. Now, as you can see, Holmberg did not do good in Cincinnati. He has a negative .9 WAR, so he gets beat up. He spends most of the 2 years that he's in the Cincinnati organization in AAA, but he gets caught up for a few spot starts here and there. He just doesn't do that well. Justin Choate actually retires before he even plays a single game for the organization. He just randomly retires. I don't know if there's injuries or anything like that. It's hard to find info on some of these minor leaguers. So that's what happens with him. Well, the Rays, so Hanigan does solid. He's their primary catcher for 1 season. They had actually signed him to a 3-year contract with a 4th-year option right after they acquired him in the trade. And he ends up, they trade him, as I mentioned up above, to the San Diego Padres, which will be discussed in a future video. That will be the Will Myers video, I'm pretty sure. And Heath Bell, he spends 1.5 months in the organization, but he really struggles. He gets lit up. He has an ERA north of 7, so they just designate him for the assignment and get rid of him. But yeah, that's the Max Scherzer trade. So obviously clear winner, Detroit Tigers. Clear loser, not really anybody. Maybe Arizona for giving up on Scherzer. I'd have to say Arizona, and they just got a bunch of garbage all said and done. But yeah, that's the Max Scherzer trade. If you like these trade breakdown videos, definitely let me know. We will be doing a ton of baseball ones, and I'll be spreading them out soon. Again, I know wars and everything, but it's a good thing to start off with. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And again, happy birthday to Max Scherzer. Have a good one, everyone.